Hey, everybody. Uh, I forgot to hit on air that time, and I want to welcome everybody to FaceChex again. So today, we're coming at you live from our office here in San Diego, California. I want to thank the people that have been backing us so far. I want to thank the backer from yesterday. We had a $1,000 backer come in. We call them leaders. And I really appreciate that they're so passionate about it, that they want to put the extra amount in to back themselves for a year, as well as that revenue will help us provide social justice around the web. And that's kind of what I'm talking about today, is social justices. So today we're talking about the hacking and meddling in the election and how that pertains to identity theft. If you haven't been watching the news in the last, 6 months, then let's see. I'm trying to share this on Facebook. And I don't know where you've been sleeping if you've been watching the news, but they claim that Russian hackers hacked the election, and that was how Mr. Trump got elected as president. Although I may not be for Mr. Trump, I do not believe that the hacking came from what they're claiming, which is advertising on Facebook. At least that was their main focus. So I'm going to explain to you why, and I'm going to explain to you how that pertains to FaceChex and how we are able to provide services beyond just your personal identification and personal protection, but also providing services as a social justice to prevent intrusion into your social network, which then precipitates itself and multiplies into this bigger social problem, creating social discords around your sphere of people that you've just let these fake identities into. So let's start with the math. Let's basically clear the air. Like the US government, I don't know who they think they're kidding, but the hearts and minds of Americans were not persuaded to vote for who they voted for based on some ads they saw on Facebook. So even though, it sounds like a great buzz for some of the media out there and somewhere to point the blame, since all the numbers didn't match up from their polling. But ads on a pure numbers level in general have a 0.001% click-through rate. That means 0.001% of people will click the ad, up to, say, a maximum of 5% with the best ad you've ever seen. And it's got to be really, really tricky, really sneaky in order to get you to click that. In extreme cases, about 10%. So click-through ratio is the ratio of the ads to clicks. So if I see 1 million ads and I click it 1% of the time, then I have a 1% click-through ratio. So if they're claiming that 10 million ads were bought on Facebook by Russian advertisers for politics, for Russian meddling, and that's what affected the election, well, then they're saying that at a 0.001% click-through rate, that 10,000 people, which would be, again, 10 million times 0.001%, that 10,000 people up to maybe 500,000 people, and in the extreme case, 1 million people swayed the election. So now it's plausible because you have small pockets of cities where he was able to win over a certain percentage basis. But then if you try to quantify that out, it doesn't make sense for the whole of the country. So if you want to argue that in these small pockets, maybe that's possible, maybe. But by the numbers and the swing from the election prior to with Obama to the swing of the election 2017, those same populated areas, it's definitely more than 500,000 people, which would be the maximum people likely reached by those ads. So And let me give you the numbers behind how many people voted in the election. So in 2016 for 2017, 323 million people in America voted. 323 million people in America, and then only 130 million actually voted. So the numbers just don't match up. So if you're saying 1/3 of the population will actually vote, and you're saying 10 million ads swayed the election that reached maybe 500,000, and based on the 1/3 actually being influenced of the people that clicked, I'm just taking the voter numbers, 323 million versus actual voted about 130 million. That's 1/3, give or take. So if you have 500,000 people influence maximum, and on average, we have 30% actually take action. Okay, 30% voted, so 30% would have taken action on that 500,000 banners they saw at a maximum. Remember, you have to change their minds. You have to change their hearts. You can't change the heart of somebody with a one click of an ad. So I don't want you to confuse my live as being unpatriotic or as not being pro or against our current administration, or for or against Facebook. This is patriotic as it gets. I'm here to save myself and yourself from yourself, despite the reaction I might get from this. But I'm basically trying to speak a logical truth here, in that you have people that are within your social circle that you likely may or may not know, that are likely spouting random stuff that you may find funny or like, and they've developed this relationship with you over time. So what I've been encouraging people to do, and I'm going to continue to, is encourage people to view their social circle, take a look at who's in it, take a look at what they're saying, vet them to see if they are real people, and open your eyes essentially to the dynamic that's going on around you. So by us identifying real profiles and helping people protect real profiles online, we are then providing a social justice, identifying who's real and who's fake, to help push out this fake news or fake information that keeps being passed in. So if you take, so next time when the elections come around, there'll be less of the social discord around political thoughts ignited by these fake profiles. So imagine you have a person that you've been following, that you've enjoyed their posts. They post about maybe gun control, or maybe they post about being for guns, and they continue to post about how great this new gun is, how great this new law is, how great, maybe they post about other stuff. There's just funny stuff that appeals to you. And so they build a rapport with you that appeals to you. And then next thing you know, when the elections come around, or when a local congressman or local mayor election is coming around, not just the presidential election, you start to see more comments from them, and you've agreed with them in the past. It's kind of like dating. There's a philosophy on dating, or a philosophy generally on selling. If you get someone to agree with you 3 times, by the 4th time, they'll agree with you 80% of the time, no matter what. So you say things that people agree with, and then the 3rd or 4th thing you hit them with, even if they may not agree with it, they're kind of like, yeah, you know what, he's been right, he's right, or she's been right, she's right. So just think about that, about the possibility of fake profiles in your circle. Now, if you watch my video that I released yesterday, I discuss an article on the Huffington Post by Bianca Bosker. So Bianca Bosker discussed how her fake, she was actually befriended by somebody pretending to be her. So someone that was using her images actually added her as a friend. Now, how that works is typically they'll use your images, one you recognize but maybe is not necessarily you, add you as a friend, and then you will friend them. Next thing you know, they're adding all your friends, and then a few weeks later, they're telling your friends that your profile's fake, to remove you and add them. That's one tactic some of these guys use out there. Now, in the case of Bianca Bosker, she was just flabbergasted that she got added by herself, so she started investigating. She talked to Facebook, and Facebook, this is in 2012 that this happened. So in 2012, Facebook said there's 83 million fake profiles that they knew about, that they estimated they knew about. So 83 million fake profiles in 2012. You multiply that now times 5 years. So we do 2012, 83 million times 5 years. That's about 415 million, I believe. So we'll do the math right now. Times 5 years, yep, 415 million. So 415 million people, most likely, on just Facebook are fake. Now let's compound that with technology. I didn't have this technology at my fingertips 5 years ago. Otherwise, I would have been doing this. If you read my, or if you watch my other video or read the Kickstarter, you'll learn that my wife was subject to hacking, and that's what inspired me to do this. We even helped the author, who I'll be speaking with on Sunday. I invite you Sunday at 8:30 p.m. to come watch. 8 p.m. to come watch a live interview with Charlotte Laws on her harrowing story on how she took down Is Anyone Up, and got her daughter off a revenge porn site, and then got the FBI to shut the site down and put the owners in prison. Behind the scenes, we were a big contributor of that process. After we had gotten ourselves down and her and another person down, we kind of stepped back and just kind of ignored it for a while until it came back to the forefront, and then I started getting inspired to do copyright protection. So that's going to be 8 o'clock on Sunday. So now that technology is so advanced to where we can, with the right one click or with a program running, we can spider the internet and download images and process that and make machine learning decisions. We can take all the content on the internet with my current technology, categorize it, label it, name it, and then if we had wanted to, we could republish it, which is what people are able to do right now. So people are out there able to scrape this content. It's not as sophisticated as what we're doing, and they're just kind of scraping it and then categorizing it, and that's what they're doing. They're not trying to find matches. They don't really care about that, and they're repurposing all your content out there. So keep your content private, keep your social media private. And now let's go back to the 415 million person number. So if you have 415 million minimum of fake profiles now on Facebook, let's estimate, maybe it's progression of technology has enhanced that. So maybe progression of technology was 10% better in 2013, 30% better in 2014, 50% better in 2015, another 50% better in 2016. And I'd say maybe, let's do a round number, maybe it's 200% better since 2012. So now we're talking about 3 times 415 million number. So that would put us at 1.3 billion 1.245 billion fake profiles on Facebook alone. Now that does not include Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, and a lot of the other social media out there. So, and doesn't include dating sites either. Let's take Tinder. How many of you have used Tinder or Match and been like, is this a bot? Are you a web chat girl, or are you trying to catfish me? Or how many people are worried about that when you're chatting with people online? It's a very real concern. So if we're talking about 1.35 billion fake profiles in Facebook, and I'd say that's a conservative number based on the advancements of technology. Out of, I didn't look up, apologies, on how many billion users they have now. I think they reached 4 or 5 billion. So we're talking maybe a third or a fourth of all their user base is possibly fake based on those statistics. And then you compound that with also Instagram, Snapchat, and Twitter, which are also easier to make fake because Twitter, you don't have a unique picture. We also have Google Plus. Then on, say there's social discourse on YouTube. So the ease of information and getting in front of people, Snapchat, you just need some snaps. Just snap. People don't just like whoever images they happen to see that they like. So you now have all these different facets for infiltration into our social system, and I'm talking about just the U.S. because I'm in the U.S., but in Germany you have your social system which people are infiltrating. Italy, you have your social system people are infiltrating. Philippines, you have your social system that people are infiltrating. So you have to be aware of that, and that's what we're hoping to bring awareness to. So not only are we going to protect your identity online, but for things such as social influences and social justice, we hope to shed a light on some of these fake profiles that are out there, not even trying to catfish you. They're not trying to catfish you. They're long tail catfishing you into believing something you don't already believe in, or into influencing your decision on a bill, a law, a vote in a political process. They're influencing your decision. That's why they call them social influencers, because they can get you to buy a product. And positive social influencers, like fun stuff like the Kardashians and Bieber, or some of the celebrities out there, that's fun social influencing, and they're just getting you to buy a product that's innocent. It's these social influencers that are out there curving the hearts and minds of not just Americans, but people around the world to believe in things that they don't already believe in. And if you can catfish someone to give them your account so you can get into their social media, or you catfish someone to give them your account so you can get into their bank account, that's easy stuff. That's just a extended conversation with someone that you thought you trusted that betrayed your trust. To do what likely happened in the election and is likely currently happening in multiple elections around the world is curbing the hearts and minds of the person in your community. So please pay attention to your community. Please invest in our cause. FaceChex is not just a cause for your own personal identity. It's not just a cause to make sure that you don't have a fake profile out there, or somebody's not made a dating site profile of you. It's not just for women. It's not just for men. It's not just for children. It's for all of us. Please be aware of the social dangers out there, social influencers, and how they can influence yourself and your family and those people around you. And please back our cause. So just go to Kickstarter. It's $5 minimum. $1 of that $5, I can tell you, will be going to the social justice type of protections. We don't use 100% of it just for you. It goes to building our infrastructure. We really do need and appreciate the $20 or more backings. And for those of you who are leaders or our champions, we call them. Our champions are the $5,000 backers. We're looking for those. We've already got 2 leaders. We need a couple champions. And then if anybody's feeling really bold and really believes in social justice and really hates the fact that there are social influencers out there determining our elections, determining our laws, determining the people we elect, influencing our brothers, sisters, loved ones, be a rock star. That's the $10,000 backing. So please support our cause. Please support our product. We are hoping to launch in April 2018. And if you'd like to hear more about people you will be influencing and saving out of child exploitation and out of exploitation of women, tune in Sunday for hearing my live interview with Charlotte Laws and hearing her harrowing story from her book, The Rebel in High Heels, and everything she went through, and how my story intersects with that, and what's driven me to this cause. Also influenced by some of the stuff that she's done. So look forward to sharing another live with you, and join us Sunday at 8 p.m. And please back our cause. Thanks. FaceChex out.